to come in. Thank you very much. I appreciate that you have decided to join us this evening. I want you to put all the distraction away. I want you to tell the people that you are with to allow you to immerse yourself in this learning in the next 1 hour and a half. And then by 9 we'll be out. Yeah, we are live now. Let me pause it. Yeah, we are live here on YouTube. So let me get this link here. I appreciate each one of you. In the chat, I want you to drop where are you joining us from. If you have any challenges with the audio or you can't hear me, use that link for the YouTube live, yeah? And the rest of us, as we come in, let me know where you're joining us from. I can see there's a techno pop, there's two techno, change to your name. Sony, I want to believe that is Josephine we talked today. Maybe Rita Motoni, I saw you came in early. Thank you very much. Irene, there's Winnie, there is, who else? I want to mention everybody. Antonia, there is Amos. Auxilia in Europe, Kisumu. Antonia, thank you very much. You're joining us in Nairobi. I appreciate that. Drop that in the chat. Let me just type this. If you can't hear, join us live on YouTube. Yeah, there is the link. So if you can't hear, join us live at YouTube. Rita Motoni, thank you very much. You're joining us all the way in Kisengela. I appreciate that. And if you're live on YouTube, just drop in a chat or a comment in the chat. I will know where you are at. Kevin, you're saying hello. Karibu sana Taska for joining us or watching in Eldoret. I appreciate that. There's some people who are on YouTube. Oh, this is super, super great. We will be starting off in a short while, just taking a quick roll call. So if you're there, Kevin, where are you joining us from? I can see you're there on YouTube. There's Abed, Adeline, Amos, Antonia, Acera. There's Auxilia, Beatrice Waitera, Ellen, there's CS7, there's Crispin Keta, Christine, Elizabeth Karuigi. Hopefully I pronounce it right. Felix in Siaya. There's Hosborn in Phoenix 5. There's Irene, Clementine, Kyoko Kiamba, Nancy Batu. Who else haven't? Ngatia, there's Paseline, there's Rita, there's Sony, there's the Linge, Winnie, Hillary. Oh, they keep on coming in. Irene. Okay, anyway, I really appreciate each one of every one of you joining in. This is going to be a lot. There was going to be a lot of communication. It's not a one-way kind of presentation, yeah? Let me just mention that from the word go. It's going to be an interactive session. Hosborn Hobison, joining us in Ruiru. I appreciate Sony in Juja, Abed in Kikuyu. You live next to me. Kikuyu is not very far from where I am. Yeah. Elizabeth Ezekiel in Kakamega, Asante Sana. I really appreciate this. This is going to be a great learning session. And I want you to brace yourself. Let me check my time and let you know. In the next 1 minute, 24, 23, 22 seconds, we will be starting off at exactly 7:30. I like keeping time and we will finish in good time. By 9, we will be out. I respect your time. So what I want to ask from you is just to ensure that you tell the people around you, if they can give you some space, if they can give you 1 hour for you to immerse and learn, do that. If you need to go grab a cup of water or a bottle of water, go get it. Get off any distractions, and then we get ready for today. For that 1 more minute, I want to know, what is your expectation for this evening? As you joined, as you read the emails, as you saw the advert, what is your expectation? I would like to know that. Thank you very much. Evans, you're saying you're joining us all the way in Nyeri, and this is a great, you're thanking great for the opportunity. Karibu sana. Let me know, what is your expectation? What are you expecting from this evening? I would like to know that so that I know, will I deliver on that? I bet you're saying great. I think I've read all these comments now. Let me know, what is your expectation? If you are joining us on YouTube, it will be great if you can just drop in a comment in the chat. That's the only way I will know you are there. And as we get started, I sometimes wish I had an opportunity like this when I was trying to figure out how to go on with my my career. Yeah, that is the alarm. It is exactly 7:30. We need to get started. Yeah, let me just read this very quickly. Zephania saying you're joining us from Juja. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There is Collins. You are ready. Then let's go. I don't know if we have will have enough time to read what is your expectation, but let me just get started and keep time. Welcome to this session where we learn how do you get to that 6-figure salary even without a degree or master's. I'm not saying having a degree is bad. I'm not saying having a master's is bad. But if you don't have, does that mean that your career is bound to fail or not to succeed? I am here to change that conversation. Yeah. And let me say this before I move on. Yeah, allow me. I've just realized that I have not connected my laptop to the charger. So let me do that very quickly to avoid any failure. Yes, I don't. Now, this is what happens when you decide to go live. Yeah, so that you can know this is live. It is not in any way fabricated. We make these mistakes, yes. And I wouldn't want halfway into the presentation, I realized that I think, yeah, we are good. We are good. Oh, good. Let me read this one. Joseph, you're saying you're joining us from Kajiado. I bet your expectation is to find out or the objective which answers the compensation, especially if you had a fair high salary in your past. Yeah, how do you deal with that? I will be able to cover that. But thank you for waiting. Now, I was just starting off and saying that we're going to learn how to get to that 6-figure salary. And I'm not saying a degree is bad. I'm not saying a master's is bad. And if you don't have the master's, if you don't have the degree, does that mean that you are bound to fail in your career? Definitely not. And I am guessing that for a lot of you guys, this is probably not the first time that you are attending such a seminar or a webinar or training. And the first thing I want to mention is that if you have failed to earn more money in the past, it is not your fault. There is a lot of information out there, and it can be confusing. Many a times, that information overload is what keeps you from succeeding. And it's okay. If you have been concerned in the past that you just can't succeed in employment, I want to put those fears to rest. You just need the right person to explain it to you. On the other hand, the society has perpetuated the message that you need to be an entrepreneur for you to be successful. And if you are an employee, you are looked at as a second-class citizen. As long as you are in employment, you are not going to make it. If you're an entrepreneur, then you seem to be in the line of succeeding. As a matter of fact, most people are better off as employees. They are more satisfied and have higher productivity. The big corporations, the education system, and the government wants you to think that you need some fancy college degree for you to be successful. I am here to tell you they are wrong. They have their own reasons for wanting you to think that, but it is not true. If you have ever thought that the government and the education system wants you to fail, you're probably right. They don't benefit from you succeeding. They want to keep you in debt and in need. The difference with us is that we actually care about your success and truly want to see you living the life of your dreams. So that is what we are here for. I know you have that dream job, which will give you the highest satisfaction and utilize your full potential. I want to show you how to make that happen during this training session. And with that, I want to ask, are you ready? If you're ready, drop that in the chat and say, yes, I am ready. Are you ready to learn how to make that true? If so, drop it in the chat and say, I am ready. I want you to check out. Thank you very much. Oh, Joseph, I see your expectation. Kabir is saying, I'm ready. Charity, I'm ready. Abed, yes, I'm ready. Adeline, I'm ready. Auxiliary, is it? Auxilia, I'm ready. Ernest Collins, ready, sir. Thank you. I'm glad to see people are ready. If you're ready, say you're ready. Irene is ready. Who else is ready? Hillary. Oh, Kyoko Kiamba. Gitonga. Who else? And if you're having any challenge, you can't hear me, use that link to join us on YouTube. Zephania, you're saying you're ready. I think then we are good to go. Infinix Smart 5, you're ready. Rita Mutoni, you're ready. I'm happy. I'm happy. So let's get started, yeah? Edwin, Jane is ready. I want you to imagine this, yeah? Sophie Juma, thank you very much. I want you to imagine you going for an interview. And after that interview, you hear these 3 magic words that you have been hired. How would that make you feel? Now, as you work in that organization, a month ends and you receive a payslip that looks like this. Your basic salary is about 180,000. Your house allowance, 50,000. Medical allowance, 25,000. Commuting allowance, 50,000. All this totaling up to 270,000 Kenya shillings. How would that make you feel? I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine that payslip, that paycheck hitting your bank account. How would that make you feel? You got that image in your head? Nice. So my question I want to ask is, what does a 6-figure salary mean to you? I want you to really think about that. And in a word or two, put in the chat. What does a 6-figure salary mean to you? Because I've asked this question to so many of my clients and they have very different answers. Some is about financial freedom. Some is about providing a good education for their children. Some is about their dream car, their dream home, vacation, and all that. But in your case, when you see that paycheck, what does a 6-figure salary mean to you? In a word or two, drop that in the chat. I can see Tuden Adelaide, Tunen saying you're ready. Infinix, you're ready. Thank you very much. That Lange, you're saying it's about more tax. I need to invest it. Okay. So for you, you look in terms of tax, and at the other side, it's about investment. Thank you very much. Elizabeth, you're talking about financial freedom and investment. Thank you very much. Yeah, a 6-figure salary allows you to start investing and even having some financial freedom. You can see someone talk about more investment. Adeline, greatness. I can see Joyce talk about financial freedom. Yeah. By the way, money is not bad. It gives you some freedom. You're able to choose whatever you want, not based on the price tag. Thank you, Marcy. You're talking about financial freedom. So is financial stability. Clement, you're saying, I'm ready. Okay, thank you. So the reason why I really want you to think through why is it that you are chasing that 6-figure salary is because it becomes like you are chasing after the wind if you're not able to crystallize it and say, this is why I'm going for it. Somebody is about investment. I can see, Edwin, you want to venture into entrepreneurship. Yeah. A 6-figure salary does not do not have to worry about day-to-day matters. That is very true. So once you have that clear in your head, you know why you're pursuing this line. Thank you very much. Joseph, you're talking about making your dreams come true. And when I was trying to figure out this trading, I was targeting 2 types of people that I really want to help. The first one is a professional who feels that the lack of a degree is the hindrance to their career progression. So if you're here and just the mere fact that you don't have a degree or master's, you feel that is what is holding me back, I am here to help you. You don't need that degree for you to progress. You just need to learn how to do it. And that is what I'm here to do. And secondly, I want to help someone with or without a degree, but they are feeling stuck in their career. Are you there? You have your degree or you have your master's, but in one way or another, you're feeling stuck. Maybe you have stayed for a job in a really long time. You don't see any career projection growth, and you're feeling, I'm really stuck. What do I need to get unstuck? If that is you, you are in great hands. Today, you're going to learn a ton how to get yourself unstuck. My goal for this session, 2 goals. Number 1 is to show you that the only way for you to get to that 6-figure salary, even without a degree or master's, is by acquiring what I call the badass pro skills. This will liberate you. And number two, the only way for you to get these Badass Pro skills is joining a program called Badass Pro. Yeah, here we go. And we'll talk more about that as we progress. For those of you who are seeing me for the very first time, let me introduce myself. My name is Daniel Mutuku. I'm the founder of Career Point Solutions. And over the last 10 years, I have been blessed that I've been in a position to work in recruitment as a career advisor and also a personal and professional development coach. On top of that, I am a certified digital marketer by Google. And among other groups that I'm a member of, I'm very proud to be a member of LYP, also known as the League of Young Professionals. I am also an author of 4 books. The first one is Facebook for Profit, how you can easily use Facebook for profit and extra cash even on a part-time basis. And the second book I was able to publish was Blueprint for Success, Guaranteed Steps to Achieving Anything. And the beginning of this year, actually, I gave this book for free, Conquer the Year Ahead, Make the Next 12 Months Your Best Year Ever. You can still get it for free, together with the Ultimate Cover Letter Guide, 101 sample cover letters for all professions. Because at some point, if you're applying for a job, you need to know how to write a cover letter. You can still get these books for free, and I'll be gifting you. I'll show you how you get it. I have 2 questions for you. Number one, and I want you to be very frank before I start off with the real stuff. Yeah, 2 questions. And if any of these questions is a no for you, then I would probably just ask you to leave. Probably you not get value out of this session. Now, our first question is, will you let me be your coach? Will you let me be your coach, be your mentor, be your guide during this session? If so, say yes in the chat. I want to see, are you committing and allowing me for the next 1.5 hours to be your coach? Daisy, you're saying yes. Charity, you're saying yes. Abed, yes. Taliga, yes. Auxilia, Sony, Wendy, Collins, Everest, Infinix, Aya. There are so many I can't be able to read. Thank you. Thank you for saying yes. Yeah. And the second question I want to ask is, will you allow me to tell you the truth, the hard truth, even if that is not what you want to hear? I want you to say yes in the chat, or you can say yes, yes for both questions if you hadn't said so. Put yes or yes times 2, x2, or whatever. Will you allow me to tell you the truth, the hard truth, even if that is not what you want to hear? Because I am not here for you to like me. I'm here to tell you the truth. You know, sometimes when you want someone to like you, might hold some truth. Thank you very much. Charity, you're saying yes, yes. Beatrice, you're saying yes. Joseph, you're saying yes. Infinix, yes times 2. Beatrice, yes. Okay, they are coming so many. Thank you. Antonia, yes. There's Edwin Witty, there's CA7, there's Acera, there's Paslade, Amos. Okay, the thing is, if you don't respond yes, not necessarily in the chat, but if you don't agree with any of these 2 questions, this is the point where I'll tell you, you might not get a lot of value. But even if you have not typed yes, but in your heart you're saying like, yes, I want you to be my coach, I want you to tell me the truth, then hang on in there. I'm not crazy when I'm telling you that we have some very, very successful people who are able to achieve success even without a degree or master's. This gentleman here, the late Bob Collymore, by the time he died, he was at the helm of the most successful company in Eastern Central Africa. He was the CEO of Safaricom. But did you know, to the time of his death, he did not have a degree? Surprise, surprise, if that is good news for you. The second guy here, this is a very vocal media personality, still making a lot of money from employment. Maina Kageni. To date, he does not have a degree. Jalango just graduated the other day, last year, December. But before even he got his degree, he had still accumulated a lot of success. Churchill here, still no degree, getting a lot of money. So how are they able to do that? How did they get there? And it is through this formula that I'm about to share with you. And it comes to also my job search story. Back in 2009, I completed my schooling and I started looking for a job. I was very lucky, and I use the word lucky, that I got my first job in 2010. About 1 year of hustling. According to the Bureau of Statistics, it takes about 3 to 5 years for a fresh graduate, someone from the university, to be able to secure a job. To me, that 1 year looked like forever. And I really sympathize with those people who take 3, 4, 5 years without a job. But then something interesting happened. When I got my first job, that next year, I started getting interviews like nobody. About 10 interviews in the next 1 year. This is like an interview every month. But I was not succeeding in these interviews. And I wondered, why is that so? And then came 2011, where an opportunity showed up, and I said, I must seize this moment. This is my dream job. At that point, I was working in CIA. Felix, are you there? Yeah. I was working in CIA under the Computer for Schools project. And here is an international school in Nairobi looking for teacher, an ICT teacher. I applied, I called to the interview, and I said, I must get this job. I must get this job. And yeah, I got this job, and I'll tell you the story how I was able to get that. And that is when I started coming. I think I started calling this what we call the badass pro skills. Because how does it work? Typically, you apply for as many jobs as possible. If you're lucky, you're invited for an interview. If the interviewers like you, then they give you the job, and you take up the job. It might not be your dream job, but since you don't have a job, what do you do? But with badass pro skills, these are tried and tested techniques that you can be able to leverage and be sure of the results that they are going to give you. Predictable results. You know, you do this, this will definitely happen. It worked for me. Take a look at this other email I got from Alexander. He told me, I attended a presentation last time. This Monday, I was interviewed for the position of liaison officer, Kenya Airways. And Wednesday this week, I got the job. I got the job. So to break it down for you, I have two secrets that I want to reveal to you. And experienced candidates. And number two, to share with you the secret on how to negotiate a 6-figure salary. I like to play this game, yeah, as we start off. Imagine we didn't have time for both of these secrets, and we only had time for one secret. Which one would you really, really, really want to know? Just one. If you really want to know two, just type two. So the question is, assuming we don't have enough time for both of them, we only have time for one, and you really want to get one, which one would you go for? Would it be one or would it be two? Hey, one. Adeline, two. Sophie, one. Joyce, one. Okay, one is leading. Amos, one. Abed, one. One for me. Kyoko, one. Infinix, two. Anno, two. CH7, two. One. Beatrice, okay. One seems to be going fast. And I can see we have more people here, yeah? Can we have more engagement? Yeah. I can see number two. Oh, someone says number three. Interesting. Where is number three? Oh, it's a combination of the two. Robert, you're talking about number one. Two more votes. Deciding factor. Would it be number one? Would it be number two? And then let me check people who are on YouTube. What are you saying? Being official saying number one. Karibu sana. Mabel. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Two. Felix, two. Two. Someone say two. Okay, thank you. Anyway, don't worry. We have time for both of them. So I will kickstart with secret number one. We have both time for both of them. So nothing for you to worry about. Let's start with secret number one. How do you triumph over more qualified and experienced candidates? Now, remember that story I told you. I was working in CIA, and then I got this job in an international school in Nairobi. So this is what happened, yeah? I felt I did a good job. I traveled overnight that evening to CIA, and the next day on a Saturday, mid-morning, and this call from a lady, I can remember very well, telling me, thank you very much for attending the interview yesterday. I'm calling you to inform you that you are the successful candidate. We are offering you the job. I almost jumped in the middle of the road, out of it. I received a call from the same number. The same lady was calling me, and she was telling me, unfortunately, I'm calling you to inform you that we have withdrawn the job offer. And I got a little bit confused. And I'm like, why is that so? Yeah, she told me you are the best candidate. However, the board has rejected you because they were looking for an ICT teacher in for one of their campuses. It was a new campus. It's the first time they're taking students for an international exam, and they wanted someone with experience teaching the curriculum, and at the same time, someone who has taken student through the international curriculum, that is IGCSE. Guess what? I didn't have any experience in IGCSE, teaching IGCSE, taking student through that exam. I had no experience teaching or any qualification to teach that. And guess what? I was still the best candidate. How did I do that? And when I think about it and when I've narrowed it down, there are 3 things that you're supposed to be able to show whenever you get into that interviewing room within the first 3 seconds. Yeah, number 1, you should show them that you are as sharp as a tack, mentally acute, clever, intelligent, mentally alert. You have your eyes on the ball. You should do this straight off the bat you get into that interviewing room. Within the first 3 seconds, you should show them that you are as enthusiastic as hell, showing and having great excitement and interest in that organization, in that role, and that specific role you are interviewing for. And number 3, you should be able to show them that you are an expert. You're knowledgeable, you have the skills in that area. These 3 things should come straight off the bat as you get into that interviewing room within the first 3 seconds. Maybe you're asking, how do I do that? Now, the good news is that this is a learnable. I learned it. I've taught to other people. They have used it. I'm grateful for your service. I would like to give you feedback. The CV helped me get 5 interviews. Who gets 5 interviews in this day and age? 3 finance officer position and 2 finance officer position. 3 finance assistant position and 2 finance officer position. Lucky enough, I managed to secure a finance officer job which I'm starting in January. I attached the JD to update my CV for the new position. Look at this other one, Chepkurui. She told me, hello, Daniel, thank you for always sharing how to answer questions in an interview. In the beginning of this year, I secured a job that I have been dreaming, a dream job, to be a registry officer, and now I am one. Thank you, and be blessed. Another very happy customer here. We have Jen telling me, thank you guys for writing my CV in a professional way. I secured myself a job within a few months. I'm happy for the results. In my current employer, I was so pleased by my CV in such a way I cannot explain. I went for 4 interviews and still emerged the best. Thank you, guys. So this is something that can really happen to you. And when I say this, I got some of these questions. Some people sent me some questions asking me, how long does it take to get there? And this is my response. Yeah, this is a marketplace. You are paid for the value that you bring to the market. You are paid for the value that you are as an individual in the marketplace. It takes time to develop this value. It takes time for you to bring the value to the market. But unfortunately, you're not paid for the time, but you're paid for the value. What about office politics? Let me tell you, office politics is not going anywhere, but I can teach you how can you use office politics to your advantage. How can I convince the management that I'm the right candidate, that I'm due for promotion, that I can take up more responsibilities? That's the wrong question. It's very difficult to convince people. It's very difficult to change people's mind. But I can teach you an alternative, which is how do you influence the management? Because influence is a learnable skill, and you can be able to learn how to influence the outcome of anything. Do I need to quit my job? Now, this is the point where I get a little bit fuzzy, or this way I'm telling you the hard truth. Most of the times, you don't need to quit your job. The opportunities are right where you are. But if you need to quit your job, I can show you, I can help you to go through the process whereby we are able to identify the red flags. And then we can say, yeah, this job you need to quit. But if not, how do you take advantage of those opportunities right where you are? Somebody asked me, is it possible for me? Yes, it is possible for you. It worked for me. It worked for Brian. It worked for Cheriot. We also saw Alexander, Jane. It can equally work for you. So I want to say this with a lot of conviction that it is possible to triumph over other candidates who are more experienced and qualified. And I want you to repeat this after me. If you're in a place you can say it out loud, please do. If not, people around you might think you're going cuckoos. Just say it quietly in your heart with a lot of conviction that it is possible to triumph over other candidates who are more qualified and experienced. Yeah, it is. Before I go to secret number 2, are we okay? Are we good? If you're good, let me know. Just say we are good. Let's move on. Okay. Oh, network challenges. Network issues. Oh, where did you lose me? We are good. Okay, see, I bet you're saying it. Good. I can see Adelaide saying, I think there is a network issue. Guys, can you, oh, it is flowing very well. We are good. Okay. Hakuna sauti baze. Good. If you're having a challenge with the sound, let me drop in that link. Okay, it went to the wrong person. Okay, we're good. We're good. I can see. Hopefully now the sound is back. Yeah. Kyoko, we are good, but you are breaking at some point. Don't worry. I'll give, there'll be a replay. There'll be a replay. You'll get a link. You're breaking the YouTube. It's easier that way sometimes. I'll put that link on the chat. Yeah, YouTube might help. Thank you very much. Yeah, so if you're having those breakages, let me see who is here on YouTube. So if you're following us, you're looking on YouTube, say we are good. Cool. Let me put my standby internet. Okay, that is Joseph saying we don't say we are good. I'm not getting you well. Okay, let me put my standby. Just a minute. Sometimes technology might disappoint us, but guess what? We are my standby internet. So if you're okay, let me know. I have put in my standby network. We are good. We're good. I think now even on YouTube, we are good. Zephania is saying we are good on YouTube. Thank you very much. I think I'm losing you. Technology is not going to let us down. Edwin saying, I'm okay, good. So maybe if I can get 3 people confirming they're good, then we'll proceed. If not, you can follow on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you are getting me loud and clear, just drop that in the chat and say, we are okay on YouTube. Thank you, Zephania, for the feedback. Okay, good. We are well. We are okay. I'm okay. All good. I think then the network must have sorted it out. If you're on YouTube, you can see us, you can follow, drop that. That is how much dedication I have to ensure that you get everything from this session. I'm not going to stop at network failing me. Kyoko Kiamba, you're saying audio now, audible now. Good. So let's move on. Let's move on to secret. Yeah, Hillary is saying the network is okay now. Secret number 2. How do you negotiate a 6-figure salary? When I was researching for this session, I came about this study that was done by JobVite. And in this study, they found out that 84% of salary negotiations always results to a higher pay. And I said, this is good news. In other words, if you try to negotiate for a higher salary, chances of you getting a higher salary is very high, 84%. But then the next statistic, not so good. Only 14% of employees negotiate salary in their current jobs. Most of us, they leave the idea of negotiating a salary only when you are interviewing for a new job somewhere else. And I would like to know, have you ever tried to negotiate salary in your current job? And if so, how did it go? Yeah, how did it go? I would like to know that. But what I've learned when it comes to salary negotiation, that anyone who is confident enough to try usually succeed. Anyone who is confident enough to try usually does what? They do succeed. However, it's not just about the confidence, but there are some tips that I want to share with you that will not, now these are the tactics, the techniques, not only the confidence, but now how you go about it. Yeah. John, you're saying that how do I go about it? Mine is not working. I think you're talking about the network or the salary negotiation bit. Yeah. But let me say this. Tip number one, it might sound very simple. It might sound childish, but the thing is, anyway, you need to know your salary before you start negotiating. You will be surprised the number of people who come in an interview, or we're trying to negotiate for a salary, and I ask them, how much do you want to be paid? And they say, I don't know, I want more. And I'm like, what is more? Right now you're being paid 50,000. I give you 50,000 and a shilling on top. Isn't that more? No, you know what I mean? I don't know what you mean. My friend, you need to be very clear with the figure that you want. And the second thing is, it should not just be an arbitrary figure. You don't just say, I want 100,000, 170, 150. Now, this figure should be based on your worth. It should be based on your value. So the question is, do you know your value? Do you know your worth? That is where we start. Once you know your worth and you know your value, the next step is to make the company realize your value. It should not be a conversation based on, I've been here for the last 10 years, I need an increment. What have you brought us in the last 10 years? What value have you brought in? Are you an asset or just another liability? So make them realize your value, let them know you're worthwhile, let them understand your meaningful contribution. What are you bringing on the table? Because once you change the conversation to be based on value, then you have a higher chance of negotiating a higher salary and getting it. And thirdly, you need to have comparables to justify your salary. Do you know how much someone like you with experience just like you and is working in the same industry that you're in, how much should they be paid on average? Because if you don't have these figures to compare, it becomes very difficult to negotiate or justify it. I want to take a look at this email. This is an email I got from Julius. Julius told me, greetings this evening. I'm writing to appreciate your work. It is barely 2 months after I used your reviewed CV. I am glad that I have landed 2 jobs. I have taken the one I preferred, and I am working towards completing my course MA. That is monitoring evaluation, a course we offer. Career Point Solutions, you're the best. Now, I want you to hold that thought. Julius, barely 2 months, getting 2 jobs. And this other email I got here from Lawrence, he said, I'm happy to inform you that after you guys reviewed my resume, I received 3 different calls for an interview within a span of 24 hours. Within a span of 1 week, I attended all the interviews, and fortunate enough, I secured all the 3 jobs. This was after a pregnant search for a job for 1 whole year. I only had the difficult task choosing which one to go for, but eventually I opted for one and politely and professionally declined the other 2. Thanks a great deal, and please convey my gratitude to the entire team. Yours sincerely, Lawrence. Now, I have a question for you. If you have 3, 4, 5 job offers, and you have to pick one and let go the other, what will be the deciding factor? What criteria will you use to decide, I'll go for job A and I will let go job B? And I want you to be very frank, and I want you to be very open. Drop that in the chat. If you had 2, 3 job offers, you have to pick one and let go the other. What criteria will you use? A 1 or 2? And I want you to be frank, because if you're frank, I will call you out. If you're just being modest, I'll still call you out. So let me see that in the chat. I can see someone, Sophie, you're talking about salary. Antonio, salary and working environment. Very correct. Salary is the thing. Don't be modest. I can see the language talking about salary and job location. Very good. Salary is one of the biggest criteria. Hillary, working environment and salary. Okay, good feeling about the salary. I can see the salary. Job security. What is job security? You want to stay there for long so you can be paid the salary longer, right? Asana, you're talking about salary and work environment. Thank you very much. Let me check on those people who are following us on YouTube. What will you use to decide the criteria? Yeah, and let me say this. It is not a bad thing that you have to decide to pick on salary. You know what? Because a majority of people who were interviewed, they actually showed a bigger percentage of them, they will go for salary. I can see Daisy, you're talking about compare the salary first. Beatrice Waitera, the salary offered. Thank you for being there on YouTube and following through. Most people, after being interviewed, and this is a study that was done by Finances Online, 48% of people will consider moving to a new job based on their compensation, which is very much okay. 33% will go for professional development, and 29% will go for work-life balance, which is very important. And we'll talk about work-life balance as we continue. Yeah, and it's okay to base that based on salary. So I want to say this, as we said the first time, very with a lot of conviction, that it is possible to negotiate a higher salary and get it. Very possible. And I want you to repeat that after me, that it is possible to negotiate for a higher salary and get it. Probably this is what you're asking. I got also some of this question. How do you network with the right people? Because networking is very important. According to LinkedIn, 85% of high-paying jobs are gotten through networks. Yeah, 85. As in, I can advertise a job. Maybe I'm looking for a receptionist. I can advertise it. People will apply, but maybe my neighbor, my colleague, the person in the next office, in the building where I work, we meet in the elevator and they tell me, oh, I can see you're looking for a receptionist. I have one person who is very reliable. Send them the CV. Chances of me picking the person who has been referred to me is very high, rather than just getting a stranger. So you need to learn how to network, and I'll give you a hint on how you can join a body of high net worth individuals that will really help you. Yeah. Secondly, somebody asked, what matters most? Is it experience or qualification? Now, this is where I get a little bit out of shape, and now I'm telling you the truth. I'm being your coach. This is an escapist. This is an escapist kind of question. This question is coming from a lack point of view, lack scarcity mentality. You know why? The reason why, when someone asks me this question, the reason behind it is they want me, for example, what really matters? I say qualification. They say, I knew it. I'm not getting these jobs because I don't have the qualification. When I say it is experience, they're like, yeah, I know it. It's because I don't have the experience. You're just looking for a way, for an excuse, a way to blame some scapegoat. But I want to tell you, neither of this matters most. It is what you have. What do you have? Is it the experience? Is it the qualification? If you have the experience, use it to your advantage. If you have the qualification, use it to your advantage. It is what you have. Somebody asked, how do I balance work and personal life? I think this is very important. In this day and age, especially with mental health issues, with all this unemployment, corona, and all this stuff is hard, man. And you need to find a way to balance. And actually, when you start following these high-paying jobs, six-figure salaries, more will be demanded from you. And you have to put structures and system in place to ensure that you have that balance. Am I too young? Am I too old? This is another scarcity mentality kind of question. I am talking to someone after a seminar or a presentation. Someone tells me, I think I'm too old. That's why I'm not getting this job. Same breath, someone else comes in and tells me, I'm not getting this job. So I think I'm too young. So which is which? None. If you're too young, use that to your advantage. If you're too old, use it to your advantage. I think this is just a way of finding a scapegoat. And I don't want you to fall into this kind of thinking. Don't always look at what you don't have or what is not working for you or what is disadvantaging you. Look at what do you have in your hands? I think it is somewhere in the Bible. Someone, yeah, I don't know who was asked. What Moses? What do you have in your hands? Use that. Stop looking at what you don't have. Now I look at this email here. Yeah, Bill Shan sent me an email telling me, thanks. I recently landed my first consultancy with a few Kenya after heeding to your well laid out, youth-friendly advice. Now, from what I get there, yeah, youth-friendly. This is a gentleman who's older than me, but it doesn't matter the age, but did the advice work for him? Yes, it is the results that matters, not the age. I've helped a certain lady way older than me. I think she was in her 50s, and she was able to find a job that fulfilled her, she was passionate about. So age is just a number. I want to tell you that. How do I measure, track, and evaluate my progress? It is so sad when I see some professionals 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the road, only to realize they took the wrong career direction. And I'll share with you some tools that you can use to track and evaluate your progress as you go by. Right now, where you are, do you know, are you moving in the right direction in terms of your career choice and your direction? How do I fix myself in the succession plan? Yeah, this question, it just related to the other one. How do I convince? You just fix yourself through influence. Yeah, I know some companies have some succession plan, but you can influence your way through, and they still wonder, how did you end up in this succession plan? What are the qualities of a person who is worth 6 figures? I'll tell you 6 words. And that is what makes this badass. Badass is actually an acronym, and I'll talk about it shortly. Yeah. Someone asked me, how do I get started? Thank you for asking that. Yeah. So let me tell you this before I show you how to get started. My question to you this evening is, if I show you exactly how to get your dream job, do you believe that you can get to that 6-figure salary? If so, just drop it in the chat and say, yes, I believe. If I show you exactly how to get your dream job, do you believe that you can get to that 6-figure salary? If you believe, say, yes, I believe in the chat. I want to see people who, yes, I believe. Thank you very much. Auxilia, yes, I believe. Sarah, Sarah, there's Abed, I believe. Thank you very much. Glam, I believe. Faith, I believe. Kyoko Kiamba, I believe. Adeline, greatness, I believe. Thank you. Antonia, I believe. I believe. That is Kameri. I believe so much. Thank you. Thank you. Because it starts with that belief. Amos, I believe. I believe so much. Oh, that is even more powerful. If you're on YouTube, do you believe? If I show you how to get to that 6-figure salary, thank you very much. Daisy, you're saying, yes, I believe. Edwin, I believe. Nokia, see, I believe. Yes, it starts with that belief. Beatrice Vaidera, I do believe. Thank you. And I want to give you time. Just drop that. Do you believe if I show you exactly how to get to that 6-figure salary, you'll get to that? Or I show you your dream job? Charles, you're saying, I believe. Thank you. Because that belief takes a very big part in our heart and is actually drives us to what we need to do. And that is how you get to that 6-figure salary. It's called the Badass Pro. So I want to ask for your permission. Yeah, I can see we are still in good time, and I know you have plenty of questions. I'm going to answer all the questions, but is it okay for me to take about 10 minutes to talk about this program called the Badass Pro program? I define my own destiny, and then from there, I'll be able to answer any questions that you might have. So I'm asking for your permission. Is it okay for me to take about 10 minutes and talk about this program called the Badass Pro? If so, let me know in the chat. Just say, yes, it's okay. I give you permission, whatever you want to say. And then you're saying, okay, go into Badass. Thank you. Asa, you're saying it's okay. Is it okay for me to take 10 minutes? There's Alfred Poirot saying yes. Auxilia saying yes. Amos saying yes. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can see Antonio saying it's yes, it's okay. I can see also on YouTube. I think there's a slight delay on YouTube, but I will wait for you, at least even getting one person on YouTube to say, yes, it's okay. I'm asking just for 10 minutes, talk about it, and then I will answer all the questions that you might have. Thank you very much. You're saying it's okay. I appreciate that. I think one more, yeah. And finally, on YouTube, you can see you saying, please talk about it. That is Daisy. I appreciate that. Now, let me take very few minutes. Let's get straight to it, yeah? Now, I am very proud when I say that I am a badass pro. And badass, as I told you, is an acronym. And it stands for an individual who is bold, audacious, courageous. They will do what needs to be done to finish the job. An individual who is authentic, they are true to themselves and they are true to their potential. An individual who is driven, who does not need constant supervision to be able to do the right thing. They have that inner motivation to do what needs to be done. An individual who is aggressive. In this world, this marketplace, you need to go and grab what you believe is yours. Nothing will be given to you, leave alone on a silver platter. Go out there and grab. And at the same time, you're very assertive. You're not just doing things left, right, center. You are assertive. You know what you want. An individual who is skilled. Remember that question of what matters most? Is it experience or skills? Is it experience or qualification? None. Actually, it is skills. You can get your skills from your qualifications. You can get your skills from experience. But if you're not skilled, you're not going anywhere. Someone who is self-assured. They are confident of themselves. And that is a badass pro professional. Bold, authentic, driven, aggressive, skilled, and self-assured. Now, this is our cry. If you join this program, we say, I am a badass pro. I define my own destiny. I create my own luck. I am confident, but not cocky. Quiet, but not silent. Competitive and aggressive. I take 100% responsibility, and I never give up. That is what we stand for. If you become a badass pro today, if you join this program, what are you going to get? Number one, you're going to get what I call the Badass Pro 6 weeks coaching program. The value of this program is about 100,000. I'm not talking about the cost, what you will pay, yeah, but the value you're going to get. 100,000. Now, what is in this coaching program? Week one, we start looking at how do you get started and becoming unstoppable in this journey. This is like the most valuable and important. There's some people who do just week one and they're good to go. Week two, we'll look at how to get to know your worth. Remember, we said it's important for you to know your worth. Like right now, do you know how much you should be paid? Once we identify that baseline, we can be able to build up to see how then you can be able to earn more. Week number three, we'll look at how do you build confidence and competence. This is the core part of being a badass pro. Yeah, boldness. You know, I heard of this quote that in this life, without confidence, you're defeated twice. Yeah, in this race of life, without confidence, you're defeated twice. And they go hand in hand. The more competent you become, the more confidence you have in yourself. And the more confidence you have in yourself, the more competent you are. Week number four, we'll look at how do you master communication, influence, and networking. Remember, we talked about networking. This is where I introduce you to a pool of high net worth individuals. Yeah. Week number six, we look at how do you track and evaluate your progress. We don't want you to waste 5, 4, 10, 15 years going in the wrong direction in your career. And finally, in week 6, based on your skills and experience, we will teach you how you can be able to negotiate a 6-figure salary with your skills, with your remembering what we started with at number 2, week 2, and then we're building your value. On top of the 6 weeks coaching program, you will also get one of our professional certification. Again, the value out of it is about 100,000. These are the main 4 professional certification that we offer, and these are the way to get into the NGO and international organization. We have project management, project monitoring and evaluation, strategic management and leadership, and we have fundraising and resource mobilization. Yeah, think about it. Where's the money at? NGOs, UN, international organization. Who are they looking for? They are constantly looking for project managers, project monitor evaluation officers, people who know fundraising and resource mobilization. In the corporate world, you join an organization at an entry level, you stay there for a little bit longer, you get to the mid-level, but for you to be able to attract a 6-figure salary, you need to find yourself in the management or the leadership of that organization. And what a better way to influence their decision by showing them that you have a certification in strategic management and leadership. Isn't that a good thing? So on top of that, you get the 6 weeks coaching. You get one of our professional certification program. You also get professional CV writing. Now, there's a big difference between a professional CV and a typical CV, because most people have a CV, which is a documentation of where they went to school, where they have worked, and their responsibilities and the list of their referees. But a professional CV is a CV that you use to market yourself. And organizations and companies, when they have a new product or even an existing product, they will use TV, radio, billboards, magazine, newspaper, you name it, to market. But you and me don't have the luxury of having a billboard about ourselves. But what is our billboard is our CV. And we need to be very clear what we are selling. We are selling our skills, our capabilities, qualifications, experience, and that is what we are selling to the employer. It needs to come out very clearly. According to a famous study, it is said that it takes about 6 seconds for a hiring manager to decide if they're going to read through your CV or not. Take a look at this CV. This is one of the most common layout I've seen. And if you look, this is what we call above the fold. I can see it's a CV for a gentleman called Daniel Mutuku, male, Kenyan, married, date of birth, ID, phone number, email. I don't know if you need 6 seconds just to look at this thing and tell me, what can this person do? You have not been able to communicate anything from the top part. And this is the most valuable real estate in your CV. I give you a benefit of doubt. I read your career objectives. Now, I have put down some career objectives. I've picked this from other people's CV, probably even from your CV. And the thing is, does your CV resemble some of these objectives that I'm about to show you, either word for word or in tone and style? I see this one. I am seeking employment with a company where I can grow professionally and personally. This person is being very selfish. What can this person do? They're actually telling us what they want to gain from us rather than what they're bringing on board. I'm seeking challenging opportunities where I can fully use my skills for the success of the organization. Again, good wording, but still saying nothing. I want to succeed in a stimulus and challenging environment that will provide me with advancement opportunities. Being selfish. I want to excel in this field with hard work, perseverance, and dedication. Get rid of this section. It is not adding any value in your CV. On top of the 6 weeks coaching, you get one of our professional certification, professional CV writing, sample cover letters. Right now, the value you're getting out of the program is about $205,000. Now, when it comes to a cover letter is a highly customized application letter for a specific position. So I picked this job description, a random one for an accountant in a certain company. And some of the responsibilities, if you're to work in this organization, would be to review and establish proper accounting systems, supports budget and focusing activities, liaising with internal and external auditors. If this is you and you fit this criteria, somewhere in your cover letter, you should have a statement that says, I have the ability to review and establish proper accounting systems. In my previous employment at ABC, I was involved in liaising with internal and external auditors, whereby someone reads this, they feel, yes, this is the person we are looking for. On top of the 6 weeks coaching, professional CV writing, professional certification, sample cover letters, we give you a LinkedIn profile guide. Now, this is very important. In this day and age, you cannot have a profile on LinkedIn that is not optimized. Unlike your CV, which is in your email, flash disk, in your computer somewhere, a LinkedIn profile is a living CV. It is working for you even when you are asleep. Several people actually have been called for interviews just because of how they put their LinkedIn. Take a look at this. Yeah. Salim told me, hi, Daniel, I would like to thank you for the LinkedIn profile guide service. After your guidance on how to make my LinkedIn account look more professional, I have been approached by a potential employer and I am due for an interview on Wednesday next week. The job was not he was not looking for the job. The job was looking for him, because that is where recruiters, headhunters, and HR are spending a lot of time. Here's another one I got from Rosalind. Actually, these are posts she put on and said, on 13th March 2021, I posted my very first LinkedIn post to market myself for a job. I was not really sure whether I would eventually have a positive outcome from this, but I kept my head up high. Got called for interviews almost every day last week, and this has yielded me a job. Yes, I have a job now. Look at that. Very much possible. That's why you cannot neglect your LinkedIn. On top of the 6 weeks coaching, professional certification, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, LinkedIn profile guide, interview coaching. I think interview coaching, this is very important, yeah, because you need to think through the questions that you're going to be asked in an interview. Yeah. For example, 99.99% of the interviews that you attend, you will be asked, tell us about yourself. So how do you answer this question? How you answer this question sets up the arena for the rest of the interview. And we will coach you how to answer. And there's so many other questions you can be asked. Tell us why we should hire you. What makes you the best candidate? Why did you leave your previous employment? And what is your salary expectation? And all this, we will guide you through them. So in other words, what you're going to get, this is the total package: 6 weeks coaching, professional certification, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, LinkedIn profile guide, interview coaching, and the total value of the program is about 210. Now that you know what the Badass Pro program is all about, are you ready to be a Badass Pro? If you're ready, say, yes, I'm ready in the chat, yeah? If you're ready, just drop in the chat. Are you ready to be a Badass Pro? Say, yes, I'm ready. Drop that. Sophie Juma saying, yes, very ready. Who else is ready to be a Badass Pro? Mama Boys, I believe, thank you very much for joining us on YouTube. Hillary saying, I'm ready. Oh, Glam, I'm ready. Arnold, I'm ready. Hey, they're coming now. Quite a lot of them. Wendy, I'm ready. Kyoko Kiamba, I'm ready. Sonny, I'm ready. Marcy, I'm ready. Abed, I'm ready. Oh, quite. Mama Boys, I'm saying, I'm ready. I can see everyone. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, this is interesting and exciting. Charles, I'm ready. Hillary, I'm very eager. Antonio, ready. Alfred, I'm so ready. This hard out here. I understand. Daisy Akeji, yes, I'm ready. I'm happy to see people are ready to be Badass Pro. Then let me show you how then you get started to be a Badass Pro. Thank you very much. Yeah. Now, when I was trying to price the program, yeah, you see here, I'm talking about the value being about 210, but I want to price this program such that I want to help people. Now, so I had two choices. Yeah. The first one, go cheap and get as many people as possible. I said, whoa, this is a good way to go about it. And the other option I had was to ask for a slightly higher investment and dedicate more time and effort to guarantee your success. And as I was trying to weigh this, I decided to go with the second option, whereby I will ask for a slightly investment in yourself, and this will make from my side to ensure that I dedicate more time and effort to guarantee your success. I don't need to have 100 people in the program and they are all miserable and not successful. I better have 10 people, and then I take all my time and effort to ensure that these 10 people are successful. So the program is going to cost you only $24,999, or you can make 3 monthly installments of $9,999. And in this case, you are going to get the 6 weeks coaching program, professional certification, professional CV writing, sample cover letter, LinkedIn profile guide, and interview coaching. And guess what? Absolutely no excuse for you not to take action today, because there's a 100% money back guarantee. If you join the program and 30 days into the program, you feel like, oh, I'm not getting value for my money, or I'm not getting exactly what you said, guess what? Let me know. No question asked. We refund you your money 100%. That is how confident we are about our program. And now you guys, you have two choices now that you're here. The first choice you have is to do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. And the other option that you have is to be open-minded and take up this small investment in yourself today and give it a shot. Out of these two options, doing nothing or being open-minded, which one is going to be easier for you? Now, this time around, don't drop it in the chat. Just have that answer in the back of your head. Now, research has it. You have 24 hours. Right now is about 8:29, yeah? Until tomorrow, 8:29 p.m. If you don't take action on what you have learned today, chances of you taking action thereafter drops to zero. And taking action does not necessarily mean paying for the program. Even thinking through about your CV, do you have the objectives? Thinking through how is my profile on LinkedIn looking like? Thinking about how to answer questions in an interview. At least do something in the next 24 hours based on what you have learned today. Because if you don't do something, chances of you taking action drops almost to zero. We have two types of people in the world and even in this live webinar here. The first type of people are those who get an opportunity to change their lives. They agree with everything that I've shared with you, and they can see how it's even applicable in their lives. And guess what? They do nothing about it. And they're those who take action and define their own future. I have a question for you. Between these two types of people, those who do nothing and those who take action and define their own futures, which type are you? Don't drop it in the chat. Just have it at the back of your head. So I want to welcome questions. And if you want to get in touch with me, my email is daniel@careerpoint.co.ke. If you want to know more about the Badass Pro program, you can just go to careerpoint.co.ke/Badass. And if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat. And let me say this. Whoa, before we leave, one more thing, yeah? Actually, we have a lot of time, yeah? I want to give people the 4 certification. That is the 6 weeks coaching, all the 4 certifications. That means you get into the Badass, you get all the value, and you also get all these 4 certification: project management, strategic management and leadership, project monitoring evaluation, fundraising and resource mobilization. And on top of that, guess what? I want to give you, let me even stop sharing for a minute. I want to give you a notebook written, "I am a Badass Pro." And on top of that, I want to give you a t-shirt written, "I am a Badass Pro." And this can only happen if you take action this evening, yeah? These are people who took action on a day like today. Who are they? Yes, here we go. This is Helen in Kitui, Eunice in Bungoma. This is Scholastica in Kikuyu. This is Winfred in Kiambu. Yeah. We have Clara in Nairobi West. This is Willie in Ngara. Yeah. This is it Nancy all the way in Kitui? Yeah, this is Francis in Mombasa. Even sometimes the name disappears. And all you need to do to take advantage of this is to pay at least the first installment, that is 10,999 within the next 30 minutes before we finish. If you pay when we are here live and drop that in the chat and say you're paid, you get the 6 weeks, 4 certification, professional CV writing, cover letter, LinkedIn, interview coaching. You get yourself a t-shirt, and you also get yourself a notebook. Let me say this. This coaching program is on offer because we are opening our doors on Monday. So between now and Sunday midnight, you can be able to make the first installment and join the program, or you can still pay right now the first installment and get all the 4 certifications. If you pay thereafter, you will get only 1. Hopefully that is clear. Let me see if anyone who has any question. We look into it. Thank you very much, Abed. It's good to know that you're already considering that. Let me see on YouTube. Gladys Kamau, I'm late. Kindly leave the video. Yes, the video will be there. You will be able to watch it thereafter. Anyone with any question, I am happy to answer. But as I wait, let me just say this, yeah? Warren Buffett, one of the richest people, say this: the best investment you can ever have is to invest in yourself. You know why? This is the place where you get the highest return on investment. It is said, for every shilling that you invest in yourself, you will reap 30 shillings in return over time. That is a 3,000% return on investment. Which other investment will give you such a return? Not real estate, not stock market. Only when you invest in yourself will you get a 3,000% return on investment. You might be wondering, then where do I get this money? I want to tell you this. I learned this from Brian Tracy. It is called the 10-10 rule. We have been brought up in a society where we take 10% of our income and we tithe it. We use it to help other people. But I want you to put it to you. Why not take another 10% and tithe it to yourself? Use it to help yourself. I started doing this back in 2015, and every time I invest in myself, I get the greatest return. And that is why I'm able to be very confident of this. So I'm giving you this chance to invest in yourself, make at least 9,999, do the till number 715732, and you'll get all the 6 weeks coaching, 4 certifications, cover letter, professional CV, LinkedIn, you name it. And if you do, just let me know in the chat. I have my team there. They will confirm we're good to go, and we continue. I can see some questions here. Clement, please, how much in dollars? That means 24,999. That will be $249.99. Just divide by 100. Yeah. So for the first installment that you're paying is only $99.99. Right. If you want to pay in dollars, you can pay. There's a LinkedIn, there's a PayPal account I have. I can send you a link, then we'll go about that. The leader you're asking in an interview, when asked if you have any question for the panel, must you ask, what do you think? What do you think? Should you ask? I'm going to answer that question, but I want you to reflect on it first. What do you think? You need to ask a question. You need to have a question for them. You should have a question prepared. You better have a question prepared and not get a chance to ask rather than being asked that question and you don't have any. And there's a video I've done on YouTube, yeah, which has the 10 smart questions to ask. Go to YouTube. In my link, in my YouTube, search Daniel Mutuku, 10 questions to ask in an interview. You will get, it's a short video, I think 5 or 8 minutes, and you get the 10 smart questions to ask. Joseph, does it mean that I have to pay that amount? What do you think? Yeah, I want you to make that investment in yourself. The total cost will go to $24,999. You can make a one-time payment, or you can make 3 installments of $9,999. Are we glad? You're not paying. I'm just talking about the value that you get on the other side. I can see another question here. How much should I pay for the certification, CV writing, LinkedIn? And okay, Daisy, thank you very much for that question. Here's the thing. If you go and get the certification by itself, it's going to be a bit more expensive. One course will cost you about $30,000, one course. And right now I am giving you the coaching. That is the cost, $24,999. And then on top of that, now you get a course of your choice. If you pay right now, you get all the 4 courses, which is now free. You also get the CV, the cover letter, the LinkedIn, all of them as additional value. You get the difference. So if you want to take the course later, it's okay. If you want to take the CV writing and LinkedIn alone, you can still get it separately. But this is the best deal. You can never get any better deal than today. Okay, I'm being told someone has paid. That is Lucy. I'll confirm. Thank you very much. Lucy, you can drop me that chat. Confirm. You can send a private message. It's okay. Thank you very much. We have Lucy joining us. Thank you. At least someone taking action. Now, I want to tell you this. Look at this. This is an email I got from a lady called Lucy. Oh, Lucy, this is the day. She says that dear Daniel, I can not be grateful enough for Badass Pro training that came with a professionally made CV and sample cover letters. In a span of 2 months, I have managed to get 4 interviews with very reputable international NGOs such as ILRI, One Acre, among others. With my new CV and cover letter samples that I customized to suit various jobs, I am now confident to apply for jobs in the UN agencies. And honestly, I am hopeful and confident that that is my next employer. For quite a long I hadn't been receiving interview invitation. It is no longer the case anymore. Thanks a lot, and God bless you for the good work and always being ready to help. Lucy joined the program 2 months into the program. You can see the results that she's getting. And I want this to be the same to you. How would you feel, yeah, if you are passed on a promotion just because you did not have the right skills? Oh, not good. I've seen this several times. How would you feel if the person next to you gets a big break just because they understood networking and you didn't? It's not a very good feeling, because I've seen it happen over and over to other people. And on the flip side, how would it feel this time next year? You're debt free, you're living in your dream home and planning your next vacation. How would that make you feel? This can only take place if you decide to take action tonight and commit and say, I will join this Badass Pro program and be a badass. As majestic as the lion is, the king of the jungle, as the eagle soars on high skies, unless they go out there and hunt, they will die of hunger. They need to hunt. They need to take action for them to see something happening. I have a very deep conviction that the universe conspires to make dreams come true for those who take action. The universe conspires to make dreams come true for those who take action. And this is your opportunity to take action, get the 6 weeks coaching, get all the 4 certification, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, LinkedIn profile guide, and interview coaching. Just go to your M-Pesa, Lipa na M-Pesa, pay goods and services. There's a till number 715732. Make that first deposit and get this amazing offer. You will never get this kind of offer anywhere else, I assure you. Yeah, Christine, I can see you have a question. In an interview, when you are asked, what about your professional gap? How can I answer? You need to take care of your baby and show them that you're still, your value is still intact. This is a very good question, yeah? And actually, this video will be coming out on Monday. This is a video I've recorded this week where I'm talking about how do you address gaps in your CV. And these gaps, they are not the problems. It is how you explain the gap. And yes, it is important. There are some people who have gaps because they had to take care of their family. They have to take care of the baby. They had to take a break to make sure they put the most valuable assets to them, their family first. Some is about sickness themselves or other people in their family where they had to help. And there are so many reasons. You can also get fired. It is out of your control. It can be a pandemic like last year. So many people lost their jobs and they have a gap. It is how you explain. And I think we can have a conversation and I can give you some maybe customized way of explaining your gaps. Because yeah, in the video is general because I don't know what really caused the gap. But like in that case, I can really be able to help you. But thank you, Daisy, for that question. Let me see on YouTube. Anyone else here? Now, I want you to do this, yeah? Don't leave yet. There's a lot of content that I want to teach you still. There's a lot, yeah? I told you by 9 we'll be out of here. We have only 15 minutes. Let me say this, yeah? I learned from Jim Rohn that you shouldn't evaluate something based on its cost. You should evaluate something based on its worth. Now, don't ask yourself, how much does this Badass Pro program cost? Ask yourself, how much is it worth? Because once you get its worth, the cost is not an issue. As a matter of fact, the best way to explain worth is asking yourself, what will it cost me not to join this program? Staying in the same place that I've been, that is what's going to cost me. Not being able to progress, feeling intimidated and not knowing how to position myself. That is what it is costing you. So look at the worth and decide today to join. I know you guys are very ambitious here. You have big goals, but I want to challenge you. Let the size of your goal be equal to the size of the investment that you invest in yourself. Because without investing the time, the money, the effort in yourself, then the big goals become just wishful thinking. And I want to take you through this program. This is your chance. Get the 6 weeks coaching, all the 4 certification, at least make the first installment, 9,999. Go to M-Pesa, Lipa na M-Pesa, pay goods and services, till number, confirm to me you're paid in the chat. Someone, okay, I'll just confirm who is that. I'll paid, and then we get started. Is it here in the chat? Oh, Christy, oh, there's a payment. Do you have a payment structure for people who are currently not employed or no finances to make commitment at the moment? Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. Here's the thing. I want you to show me that you're committed. Severally, I've asked someone who's here live with me. They tell me, I don't have the money, but I can get it. Tell me, when can you get it? Can you make an investment? Can you make a commitment right now? Say, I'm sending this 2,000, 3,000, but we can talk tomorrow and create a payment structure for you. Now, I'm already teaching you some of the negotiation tactics, and because I've already said what I'm offering, you need to tell me this is what I have. Can we negotiate? Can we find a middle ground? So yes, we can create a payment structure, but I want you to not to make the decision as you're out. Put your foot in first. Tell me, this is what I've sent right now. This is my commitment. You get all the 4 courses right now, and then we can talk tomorrow and agree on a payment plan. But if you wait until tomorrow, then you will only have to pick one of the courses. Are we together, Christine? Hopefully you get that. Let me see. Now, you might be here and you're wondering, where do I get the time to do all this? I came to learn about this E to E ratio, which is education versus entertainment. And the study is that the top 5% successful people in our population, they use 95% of the time in education and only 5% in entertainment. While the majority of the population, 95% of them, they spend only 5% in education and 95% in entertainment. And entertainment does not mean just going for parties, but how much time do you use on social media? Chatting with your friends, gossiping, instead of taking that time to educate yourself. To get the time, you need to be very, very purposeful with your time. I want to give you 3 suggestions that you can use to create more time. And people wonder, where are you getting all this crazy time to do all these things? Number 1, have a morning and evening routine. Imagine if you decided to wake up only 10 minutes earlier than you normally do. You wake up at 6, then you wake up at 5:50. For a whole year, if you do that, that 10 minutes can turn to almost more than 2 days, or more than even, I think it is about 10 days in hours. Because 10 minutes times about 3,350, that will be about 3,650 minutes divided by 60 hours. I'll do the maths. Crazy amount of time. Even in the evening, say, before I sleep, I'll take the last 10 minutes to read a good book, to listen to a podcast, to just do my online course. And you'll be amazed at how much time. Use commute time. You know, on average, in Nairobi, we spend about 2 hours in traffic. 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. Some people even spend more. Use that time to learn. Or you can get earlier to your workplace, leave a little bit later, 30 minutes, and use that time for your own personal development. And that is where you get the time to pursue this coaching, to pursue the certifications, and this makes you valuable in the marketplace. Take action. Join Lucy. Okay, I don't know. I'll be given the name of the other person. Now we have 2 people who have joined. And I told you, I just want a few people that I'll dedicate more time and effort for their success. So if you do so, just drop that in the chat and say yes. Now, this is the last thing I want to share with you. And then I know we have 10 minutes. I will ask you one more thing, but this is the most important thing I want you to take home. If you forget everything I've said, please take this home. You will never be 100% ready when an opportunity arises. So what do? Just do it. Nothing, not a single day, even in my life, have I found everything aligned for me to take advantage of an opportunity. It's a risk that you take. And whenever you are in this position where things are not aligned, it's not 100%, you get to feel some fear. And that fear is a good thing. If you're right now, you are not so sure where you're going to get the rest of the money to pay, you are a bit afraid, but you have this small chunk that you're put aside and you want to invest yourself, I want to tell you the greatest fear carries the greatest growth. Do you know why? Fear is good because it is telling you that you're about to do something that you are uncomfortable. And that is a direction in the right, that is an indication that you're moving in the right direction. Fear is good because when you go beyond fear, number one, we are in our comfort zone. We are very happy. We feel safe. There's low risk, low reward. But you need to, for you to extend beyond your comfort zone, you get to the fear zone. And this is where now you feel, am I really sure? Should I do this? I have low self-confidence in myself. I need to find an excuse. Oh, I need to pay school fees. Oh, I had saved this to buy something. And you also wonder, what will other people say about me if they hear I paid a 10,000 shilling just to join a program under some online courses? Stop worrying about people, what people will say or think about you, even your spouse. Whenever you're having those thoughts, know that you're in the fear zone, and it is okay. And I'm not discouraging you. It's okay to have those thoughts. But the most important thing is not to retreat and go back to your fear zone, to your comfort zone. The thing is to go past the fear zone. Because when you go past the fear zone is where you take action, is where you start facing new challenges, is where you start solving problems. In the program, you acquire new skills, you extend your comfort zone, and only that way will you go to your growth zone. This is where you find your purpose, you live your dreams, you set new goals and accomplish them and conquer the world. Fear is good. Feel the fear, but act anyway. Actually, somebody said, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is acting despite the fear. Take that action tonight, here, and pay and make that deposit. Okay, I can see some questions here. Hillary, I paid 2,000 yesterday for this. Thank you very much. You had paid, you want to use that as an installment, as a commitment. Thank you very much, Hillary. I put in that into your account. I will set it up tomorrow and then we can agree on a payment plan. And guess what, Hillary? You get all the 4 courses, you get the coaching, you get the CV writing. You don't need to actually, if you had paid for these services earlier, thank you for bringing that up. You don't need to pay anymore. As in, these are bonuses you get. So you paid 2,000, we deduct that from that. You paid 1,000, we deduct it from that. Yeah. Maurice, you're saying, oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is the kind of certificate that you actually get. Yeah. This is your certificate with your name right there. This is a certificate for project monitor evaluation saying that this person, your name has been formally evaluated and assessed to demonstrate knowledge and skills in monitoring and evaluating project. This person can use result-based management and has been awarded a certificate in project monitoring evaluation. Would that be nice to have that in your CV? Now, remember these 2 questions I asked as we started? You committed that you want me to be your coach. You committed that you wanted me to tell you the truth and the hard truth. And I want to believe that I've been able to do that. But do you want this to be the end of the coaching? Do you want this to be the end of me guiding you? This is your opportunity to extend this. Hillary, thank you. You will get this more. I will coach you. I will guide you. I will tell you the truth. Even when you're going wrong, I will correct you. You will be going the right direction. Thank you. Was it Robert? Yes, there was Lucy. Thank you. The rest of you, do you want this to be the end of this experience or do you want to continue with it? My apologies, I've joined late. Are there certificates? Yes, you get a certificate for the courses, Lucy. And but the coaching, it's a whole different thing. Yeah. Valerie, nice. Now I want to ask the last question to you. Yes, it is the start. Thank you. For those people who want this to be a continuation, to be just the start. Thank you, Kyoko, Kiamba, Auxilia, you're saying it should continue. It can only continue if you decide to join me in this Badass Pro program. And as I finish, we have 5 more minutes. I want to ask, I want to believe that this has not been a waste of time. I haven't wasted your time. I haven't wasted my time. I want you to drop in the chat and I'll give you time to type it, though it shouldn't be that long. What have you learned from this session? What is your greatest takeaway this evening? I want you to write that down. I want to read. This is the favorite part of my presentation. When I read through what people have learned in the session, it actually fulfills me. Thank you very much. Beatrice, I can see on YouTube, you're saying, no, you don't want this to end here. You want it to continue. For it to continue, take that action. Join me in the Badass group. Or if you want any more information, by the way, I can provide a payment plan for you, whatever is suitable, but it needs you to commit. It needs you to take that step of faith and join me. Now, I'm giving you a few minutes. Type it as big as you want, but not so big. But I want to know, what have you learned from this session? Because this is the favorite bit. I really get really excited to see what people have taken away. You might be here for the whole session and you find that you have taken something different. I know Abed has been here, Adeline, Amos among the first people to join us, Antonia, Asera, Axilia, yeah, Christine, Daisy, Akinyi, there's Esther. Yeah, I know some people who have joined us along the way. Just drop in the chat. I want to read that out. What have you taken away from this session? I can see Abed, you're saying, thank you, Daniel. It's a great session. I have learned, think big, think positive, and take action. Oh, I salute you. That's a great takeaway. Yeah. Auxilia, can I commit tomorrow? Yes, I'm giving you that opportunity. Commit. Let me know at what time, or you can, let me just send you a direct message. Just send me your number. And if you want my number has been the email that you have been receiving. That is my number, but I can still put it here. And then I'll call you tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I got it. I got the number. That is my number also. I've sent. Then we can be able to agree. And I want to believe the rest of us are typing it. What have you taken home? What have you gotten from this session? Eva, you're saying, I have learned that just do it and be ready to do anything. Yeah, just do it. You'll never be 100% ready for an opportunity. So what you do, just do it. Adeline, you're saying you have learned, I need to be courageous in life. Yes, this life needs people who have confidence, courage. And let me tell you, courage, as we have said, it is not the absence of fear. It is acting despite the fear, right? Hope that you got that right. Maurice, you're saying, thank you, Daniel, though I came in late, but I have learned to brave my fear and to stand outside my comfort zone in order, I hope you want to say, in order to progress, and the courage conquers fear. Thank you very much. You can only grow when you go past your fear. Fear is what holds us back into our comfort zone. And there's no growth that takes place in the comfort zone, right? Thank you very much. I really like that. I like that. One more last person. Okay. I think we still have time. I can read 2 or 3. I want to believe that you're very busy typing. You're very busy typing. Yeah. But we still have 2 more minutes. But as I said, I respect your time. You showed up in good time. Thank you very much. By 9, we will be out of this place. But this last bit, when I'm reading these comments, what you have learned, this is what fulfills me. This is what makes me wake up every day to go to work and serve more people. Just these comments here. Mercy, you're saying, it was a very great session that has opened my mind and to begin thinking in a new box. Write a professional CV was a good one. Thank you very much for that takeaway. Antonio, being confident, I believe I can get to the 6-figure salary. Super. Confidence plays a very big part. Wendy, I have learned a lot matching my cover letter with the job specification. That is a secret I have stolen for you, and you'll be amazed. I said, you're talking about to be bold, aggressive, self-driven, and self-assured. Yeah, badass, bold, authentic, driven, aggressive, and assertive, skilled, and self-assured. Nice one, nice one. And finally, let me see the time. Yeah, we have 1 more minute to go. It is 8:59, unless my clock is taking me wrongly. I want to read 1 more comment Winnie, you have been here around. Say something. Sophie, you have also been here. Sophie Juma, since we started. Sonny, you have also been here. Alfred Paro. Oh, here it comes from Sophie. To be enthusiastic and be an expert. Yeah. Sharp as a tack, enthusiastic as hell, and being an expert. Antonio, being a badass pro. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate your time, taking your time, joining me. And I want to believe you have learned. For those people who have decided this not to be the end of the coaching session, you want us to continue, you want me to guide you, welcome to the family of being a badass pro, where you define your own future. The rest of us, I want to believe that maybe when we have another opportunity, when I've served those people who have joined me, I will open the doors again and you might join. If not, thank you very much. I appreciate. Oh, I appreciate. I can see Winnie saying thank you. Alfred, a part of the team is an honor. Thank you very much. Sophie, you're saying thank you very much. Philip, you've said the 6 characters, the acronym BADAS are my highlight. I appreciate. Oh,